Hello everyone. Welcome to the series of Automation Testing with Selenium. Myself, Ankit Singhal, and I will be training you on Selenium WebDriver with Java. Okay. Before we start, I should be giving you the introduction that what is automation testing first. Then we will go for what is Selenium WebDriver, which I just said. Then we will see that. And after that, we'll start to write our programs or write some code basically in Java. Okay. So before I start, I need to tell you what is the need for automation and what is automation actually. Okay, so let me read this document with you and I will share this document with you. So don't worry about it. Okay, so you see, in technical subjects, in computer subjects, we have to always see the problem statement. That what problem the humans were facing because of this, because of which a particular technology came. Okay, so you have to understand why these automation testing tools came into picture. So for that, we have to understand the problems we were facing or manual testers were facing. So first we have to understand automation, not automation testing. And for that, you have to understand that what problems humans were facing. Okay, so let me just give you some example. Automation, everyone know what is the meaning of it. So automation simply means making a task happen automatically. Okay, automatically. For example, let's say you have a scooty or a bike. So previously we used to have a kick. So we used to kick that handle basically, and then the bike or scooty used to start. But now we have a button. So that is what is automation. So just do a click action basically, and the bike or the scooty will start. So automation simply means making a task happen automatically and reducing the efforts of the humans. Okay. So making a task happen automatically without you doing it step by step every time. Okay. It's like having a invisible helper with you who does the boring, repetitive work for you while you relax. Okay. My dear, we as humans, what do we want is we want growth. And growth never comes with doing the same things every single day. Growth never comes like that. So what we want to achieve is the task which can be automated, we always think of automating it. For example, let's say washing clothes. Okay. So washing cloth, if you do it by your hand, not with the help of a washing machine, in that case, it's going to be a lot time consuming. And that has to be done, I will say, for example, daily, I will wear one set of clothes. So that means daily I have one set of clothes or maybe two, day and night. So maybe two set of clothes I will have, which I will have to wash on a daily basis. So that means if I wash once per week, it will be a huge amount of clothes for me, and it's going to take my complete Sunday in that activity. So that's not something which I want. Okay, so for that, humans have created washing machines. Okay, and previously it was semi-automatic. Now it is completely pure automatic or fully automatic. Okay, so we as humans, we don't want to do the same thing again and again. And that's why automation came into picture in every single scenario we can say. Okay, so obviously for that you will have to set up something. For example, for washing clothes, you will have to set up a washing machine. And the same for automation testing as well. You will have to do some setup. Okay, what is that? You will see. Now, let's see some more examples which you all can relate with. Okay, so life before automation, not automation testing, before automation. So the pain points, the frustrating elements of life, the frustrating points in our life, which maybe your father has faced, maybe your mother has faced, or maybe you have faced. Those pain points is what I want you to feel. Okay. So for example, you are going somewhere, you want to go somewhere, you want to travel somewhere, or your family wants to travel somewhere. So think just for a moment, if there is no application like Make My Trip or Redbus or Exego.com, so if we have no application like this, how difficult will be for us to go somewhere? Okay. So previously, how it used to be is we used to go to bus stands, okay, or bus depot, we can say, And there we used to see the availability of the bus, that I want to go to this place, and what buses are available, and for what date they are available. And then we used to purchase the tickets, and after that manually we used to remind ourselves that okay, we have a bus ticket scheduled for, let's say, 25th of August. We used to keep reminding ourselves, and that was our own job. But now, if you want to book the bus tickets, it all can be done very automatically with the help of one application, which is in your mobile phone. Okay, the payment also can be done with the help of mobile phone, and the reminder for the trip also will be given by your mobile phone itself. Okay, so like so many problems which we were facing before these kind of application, all that is now not there. So these problems are gone because somebody automated this complete booking scenario. Okay, so we have to go to physically go to the counters, or we have to go to a travel agent that used to tell long queue used to be there. We have to wait sometimes. We used to go and our work will not be done. So we will go the next day also. So these all things were very frustrating in the, I will say 15 years back. Okay. So now the pain points were the time wasted if the booking is not complete, if we are going to the place manually. No real-time seat availability. That means we will have to go and check whether the seat is available or not. Okay. And dependent on working hours of the counters. That means now at present, if I want to book the bus at 12 o'clock in the midnight, then yes, possible. But 15 years back, it was not possible because those applications were not there. Same for the gas cylinder booking, but maybe you don't have the experience of it. Your father and mother would have the experience of it. So previously, there used to be gas agencies like Indane, these I will say these gas related companies used to have their agencies. Okay. So there we have to call there, you can think like customer care. We have to call, we have to book an appointment that, okay, we will come or we have to ask them that when can we book the cylinder. Then your father will go there and he will stand in a queue. Then once his turn will come, then he will fill some form and then the cylinder will be booked. After that, if you have to ask that when will my cylinder be delivered, in that case as well, you will have to go to the agency itself. It's not like you will get some message or something like that. Those things were not there. So you are waiting for so many days and all of a sudden cylinder will come, but you are not sure that on which date the cylinder will come. So these problems were there. These are all the pain points. But now these are not there because we can book the gas cylinder on many platforms like Paytm or PhonePe or Amazon or Flipkart. So many applications have this functionality now. Okay, so that means this scenario has also been automated. In every scenario, payment also is automated. Okay, coming to the bill payments, same for the electricity payment, same for the mobile recharge as well. So suppose, let's say you are a businessman. So obviously the mobile phone is very important, I will say, thing for you. Let's say all of a sudden your recharge is vanished. Okay. So now you have to make a very important call, but let's say it's late night. So now you have no option to make the recharge. Okay. So that means that's a big problem for you and you have to make a very important call. So you are not knowing that your recharge is going to finish. That is one pain point. After that, the recharge you cannot do midnight because that can be done only at particular shops, which will give you some slips basically, which you will have to scratch and then give the code, recharge will be done, those things. But now, previously, this was the scenario. You will have to go to the shop. You will have to tell, okay, this is the operator. I have Airtel SIM or Geo SIM or something like that. Then that person used to ask the plan, and then we used to pay, and he used to do the recharge from his mobile phone, or he used to give a slip, something like a scratch card. Okay. But now, whatever time you want, whatever amount or whatever plan you want, with cashback and coupons also, You can do the recharge at any time. So that pain points also are not there because some automation has been done. Same for water payment, water bill payment basically, and same for electricity bill payment also. And reminder also is very important. Sometimes, uh, say previously that a guy will come, he will give you the bill, and your mother or your father will manually remind, or they will note down somewhere that they will have to pay the bill by this end date. Okay, so sometimes people used to forget that, and after the due date basically you will have a penalty as well. So that is something which again is a pain point. Penalty nobody wants to give. So that thing also is not there because you see, if you are suppose making a bill payment or electricity bill payment basically using, let's say, Paytm. Okay. So once your customer ID is entered once, you will make the payment. Okay. After that, once the next bill is generated, Paytm will remind you maybe every single day, or basically it will remind you, that's all, that you will have to make a payment. This is the due date. Your due date is in next 3 days or 2 days, next day. So you will remind, you will have a helper with you who is reminding you that you have to make a payment that is pending. Okay, so many pain points are now not there. Same for if you want to, let's say, buy some clothes. I might say, sir, shops are there. But what if you don't have that much time? What if, let's say, you live in a tier 3 cities where you don't have that many brands available. Okay, the shops of, let's say, Adidas is not there. The shop of, let's say, Tommy Hilfiger is not there. Titan shop is not there. Let's say you want to purchase some spectacles. So Lens Card showroom is not there. So in that case, it's not feasible. Practically, it's not, doesn't make sense that you are going to a big city 200 kilometers far to make a purchase or to do the shopping. It doesn't make sense because it is very costly. But now, wherever you are, doesn't matter what kind of city you live in, you have two very great applications, not two, but two are very famous: Amazon, Flipkart, and then you have GeoMart also. You have this Chroma as well if you want to purchase electronic items. So many applications are there for different categories of items if you want to purchase. Okay, so you don't have to go to big cities if you want to purchase something which is not available in your city. And one more thing, if you are not sure of what product you have to purchase, then you have a product and its reviews as well from the previous customers. So that is something which is very useful. So these were the pain points. I want to purchase something, but I don't know that what are the experiences of the customers. But now we have it all in some applications. Okay. So these pain points are not there because somebody automated this complete scenario. Okay. Ordering food. Suppose, let's say, again, a pain point. Suppose you live in a big city. So that is not a problem. Maybe you have a lot of restaurants nearby. So you can go to that shop, purchase something, get the food, I mean, packed by the restaurant and take it by yourself. Okay. But suppose you are living in a small city. Okay. And let's say you don't have your own bike. Your father has a bike. Your father is going somewhere. All of a sudden, guest comes. And now your mother is saying that you have to buy some, let's say, samosa. You have to buy some sweets for the guest. You have to buy some juice for the guest, something like that. In that case, you don't have a bike also. Okay. So if you, let's say, um, if you walk to that restaurant, so it will be very much time consuming. You don't want guests to wait a lot. 15-20 minutes is fine. So what you will do is you will open the Swiggy or Zomato or something like that. And then whatever you want to order, you will order it. Okay. So within 20 or 30 minutes, it will be delivered. And that we can say that was a pain point because you see guests are there, nothing is prepared for them. You don't have something, if you want to prepare something for them, you don't have the ingredients or you don't have the raw materials for that. So you can order it, and that pain point is now not there because somebody automated this. Okay. So whatever problems we were facing, those problems we have removed with the help of creating software and programming those softwares basically. Okay. Same for the travel I've already told. Okay. Washing machine, geyser. So let's talk about the geyser. So previously, we used to fill the bucket. There used to be a road around 300 rupees. So we used to put the road inside, connected to the power supply. That road will become hot and that heat will heat the water also. Long before that, if I say, then your mother would heat the water on the stove. Okay. That water, you will pour it into the cold water. You will mix hot and cold water. That's how people used to bath during the winter season. But now these problems are not there. So you will have geyser. So you will have a tap properly for the hot water. And or you can say you will have some switch basically with which the hot water will come. And that also is, I can say, automation of a certain problem statement. Okay. So why automation is necessary? So automation is necessary because we want to save our time. We as humans, we don't want to do repetitive work. Okay. So automation can work 24/7 without breaks. For example, let's say heating water. So your geyser can work 24/7, not an issue. Obviously, just electricity bill will be there, nothing else. So you want hot water full time, like for example, in a hotel, so possible. But practically, it is not possible that one person is heating water in a big container and pouring it into cold water, and that's how the water is getting heated. That is not practically making sense. So we cannot work, we as humans cannot work 24/7 without breaks, but yes, machines and softwares can work. Okay, now accuracy. So when we do the same thing again and again, so obviously our accuracy will decrease, sorry, because we will get bored. So psychologically, if you think if we do something manually, then always human error, always there will be a chance of that. You cannot say for yourself or for somebody else as well that he will not make any mistake or you will not make any mistakes. So whenever human is involved, the chances of error will always be there. Okay. Now next thing, the automation frees you for more important work. Okay, for example, let's say the washing machine example for let's say. So if I wash my clothes with my hand, in that case, I will take, let's say I'm doing it once in a week. So I will take 3 hours to wash my clothes completely. But if I have my machine, then I will load the clothes inside the machine. Then automatically it will take the detergent. Automatically the water will be filled if I have a fully automatic machine. Then it will roll and the water will be rinsed by in a rotator basically. And I will get the dried up clothes maybe after 30 minutes or 45 minutes. But within that 30 or 45 minutes, I can do my some other work. Okay. So basically, yes, some part I will have to be involved there. But yes, most of the time, let's say if it is taking 1 hour, so I might have to be involved for 5 minutes or maximum 10 minutes. So my 50 minutes is saved. Okay. So I can do some other work which needs my involvement instead of doing these unnecessary work. Okay. So if I say for a very simple definition for you, so sorry, a simple definition. So automation is like teaching a robot. Suppose, let's say this is a robot for you. You are teaching this that how to do a particular task. Okay, that is what is automation. This robot can be a machine also. This robot can be a software also, both things. Okay, so you are teaching a robot how to do a certain task for you so that you don't have to repeat it manually every time. Okay, now comes the automation testing part. Okay, so I told you what is automation and why that is required. Now, the way, for example, washing clothes is an activity which you don't want to do it by yourself. The same way, testing also is an activity. And if you don't want to do it by yourself, again and again, manually, by being you involved in it, in that case, you will think of automating it, right? So automation testing means automating the testing activities. Like for example, washing machine automates the washing activities. Automation testing means automating the testing activities. Okay. So why this is required? So think of a very normal scenario. So my dear, what will happen is how you will do the testing is one document will be given to you. Okay, maybe printed or maybe digital. Okay. This document will contain details about all the features of the software. Okay. And when I'm saying automation testing, that means automation testing for a software. Okay. So that means what I'm saying is a long requirements document. A document will be given to you by your manager. You will read the documents. By reading the documents or by reading the details about the software, you will understand, okay, for what purpose the software and its various functionalities have been created. So what features are there and for what purpose we are creating those features. What the customer will do with those features, you should have a knowledge of it. So for that, a requirements document will be given to you. You will read it to get the full clarity of the application and its users. Okay. So now, once you have understood the software and you have understood the kind of customers, that what kind of activities customer will do on it, those activities which customers are doing, the same activities, the customers will do it in the future. But before the customers do it, you as a tester will have to do it before the customer. So suppose I am a customer, I am using the Flipkart application. I do so many activities on Flipkart Amazon application, but Flipkart and Amazon testers are doing the same activities before me. Okay, so they have seen that, okay, whatever activities customer will do, those activities are running seamlessly. Okay, so they have done it before me. They have checked it before me. I'm doing it because I want it. They are doing it because they are testing it. Okay. So you are a tester, suppose. Your manager will hand over the requirements document with you. You will read the documents and then you will write all the possible scenarios or all the scenarios, uh, kind of, I will say, the scenarios are like, for example, the different activities which will be done by the customers when we give the application to the end users. So all those scenarios we are going to write as test cases. Okay. Now those test cases, once they are done, every test case will have a link with the requirements, because you see requirements were given. Requirements tell which features are there and for what purpose we are having them in the software. So requirements tells what features are there and how they will function. Test cases will mention that those features are working as per the requirements, okay, or as per the specification. So you are reading the requirements and you are designing your test activities. Okay, suppose let's say, for example, let's say add to cart button is there. So that add to cart button will have its description in the requirements document. So its description has been given to the developers. By reading the description, the developers have implemented or created that button or functionality basically. Your duty is to check that that button is working as per the document. Okay, all right. So basically, these different scenarios you will have to write as test cases, and your boss is saying that you have to complete writing the test cases within 1 week. Okay, so within 1 week you will write the test cases. The test case will belong to a certain feature in the requirements document. So you will do the linking that this test case belong to, let's say, checkout. This test case belong to, let's say, location. This test case belong to shipping address. This test case belong to billing address. So like that, you will write the test cases and link them with the requirements. Okay, that the test case belong to which feature. Okay. After that, you will execute the test case. Executing the test case means you are now checking that whether the things are working correctly. Okay. So after you have executed them, you will have your results. Okay. So while you got the result, some results will be as expected, some results will be not as expected. Something like, for example, if you give some exams In some subject you will pass, in some subject you will fail. The same way here as well, the software is giving exam. In some feature it will pass, in some feature it will fail. So in whatever feature it will fail, you will have to report it to the developers because developers have developed it. So now what I'm saying is, whatever problems you have found on the software, whatever features are not working as it is described in the requirements document, those problems you will mention it with the developers and they will start fixing it. Okay. And fixing means changing the code. So developers are now changing the code. And when I'm changing the code, maybe after changing the code, we will have some new problems. A problem was there, we are fixing it. But after fixing, a new problem came, possibility. So after fixing the bug, your boss is saying, your manager says, please re-execute all the test cases again. Okay, all of them. It's something like, for example, let's say you failed in one subject. Okay, now you are studying that subject again. Okay, now you passed that subject. Okay, you passed it. But now your class teacher says that I will take the test of all the other subject also in which you were pass also. But I will take the test of those subject again to check whether you will pass those subject again. Okay, so you failed one subject, you gave a retest, you passed. But now your class teacher is saying, I will take a retest of all the other subject also to check that whether your knowledge of the other subject is still there or you have forgotten it. So you will be obviously frustrated. And same way here as well, the tester will be very much frustrated with this managerial behavior. That manager is saying, do it again. And again, you see, there will be lot of bugs. So again, after a fix, you don't know that how many test cases you will have to execute again. You don't know it, and how much time it will take, and the time it will take, whether it will be given to you or not given to you, you don't know anything about it. Okay, so basically these are your pain points. Okay, and you are doing it again and again manually. So that again is a pain point. So these pain points we don't want in the life of a tester, not a human being, basically, not a general human being, in the life of the tester, basically. So for that, what we are going to do is, okay, you will have to write the test cases. The part I'm saying is whatever you are doing it again and again, that is not required. Okay. So you will have to write some programs basically. Okay. Those programs, your manager says re-execute. Okay, just one click, it will re-execute. Your manager says 100 programs re-execute. Okay, 100 programs re-execute. Very simple. But doing it, think program, how you execute program, very simple. But how you do the testing? Manually. Okay, if you are doing it manually, it's very time consuming. If you are executing a program, or if you are doing testing with the help of a program, it's very simple. It's very time saving also, and it's not frustrating also. All right. So basically, we have to write programs. In the programs, the testing activities will be coded. Okay, will be coded. Now your manager says do it 100 times, or every day he's saying that do this, do that, do this, do that, which you have done 1 week before as well. So you will not be frustrated because you just have to do one click and you can do the side work. Okay. So you don't have to be involved for the whole time. Just one click action, everything will go all by itself. You can do your other works and wait for the results. Okay. Now, what are the different kind of testing activities? So testing activities are nothing but the normal activities which a customer or end user will do. So for example, whenever I use a software, what I will do is I will scroll up and down. I will write something. I will select some option. I will interact with radio buttons. I will check some check boxes, or I will remove some checked boxes, or I will click on a button. Okay, or I will click on a hyperlink. I will copy something. I will paste something. So these are the different things which we do normally: scroll up and down, interacting with drop down, some advertisements, some pop-ups are coming over your page. You are doing something, all of a sudden some pop-up comes on the screen. So those all things is what uh, a customer handles all by itself. But all these activities, clicking, writing your mail ID, writing your password, filling a form, clicking on submit button, handling a drop down. Suppose you are selecting, let's say, you are booking some flight and you want to select a city. So city will be in the drop down. Okay. Or the state, basically. The state will be in the drop down. So in that case, I want to select one option. Okay. So these different activities, any activity which you are thinking can be automated with the help of certain lines of code. Okay. So these activities have to be programmed in a certain language, which you will see. So just wait for that. So basically, if I say a real life manual testing activities, if you see, you click buttons, that is a normal activity. You type something into a form, into a field basically. Sometimes you scroll up and down when something is not visible or something is not in the viewport. Sometimes you have to select a date. Sometimes you have to choose an option from a drop down. Sometimes you have to move left and right. For example, if you go to Flipkart, some images will be moving like that. Okay. So that is something which is called as a carousel. So sometimes you have to move left and right because there will be a list which is something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. So you have to move a list left to right or right to left. In that case, that is also one manual activity which a customer do. Okay. Sometimes I will be having multiple tabs. Okay. Sometimes I will be having multiple windows, and sometimes I will maximize the window because uh, nobody uses any application in a small sized window on a browser. Okay. And I'm talking about the web application. Remember this. All right. So, my dear, all these activities which you do it on an application, all these activities can be programmed. Okay, in a certain language. The languages I will tell you, and different tools are there. Selenium is one of the tool. Okay. Now these actions, you might say, sir, these actions are very simple actions, sir. So what is the problem if we do it manually? My dear, if we do it one time, not a problem. But your boss is saying to do the same thing, same actions again and again. So suppose you tested, let's say, checkout. So checkout is working fine. After 3, 4 days, your boss says, test the checkout feature again. After one more week or one more month, your boss says, okay, test this feature again. So when something happens again and again, that becomes a pain point. Okay. And if something repeats, there only we apply the automation, because writing program is not, it's not something which can be done in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And you cannot tell AI also by just giving one line that, okay, automate my application. Not possible. Okay. So my dear, you will have to give some time, obviously, to do the complete setup for the automation. But once that setup is done, whatever activities your customer will do, those activities, instead of you doing it manually, your program will do it for you. You just have to sit back and relax. You just have to execute the program. That's all. But how that will be done, that we'll see it in the future. Future in the sense that not in this video. Okay. So my dear, these all actions, you need not do it yourself. Okay. But yes, you will have to program them whenever they are required. Whichever step is required, you can automate it. Okay. So automation testing, it will save your time. You will not be bored. You can do some other important works. Okay. And the errors, the chances of errors will be very less. And when the deadlines are very sharp, when the deadlines are very tight, in that case also automation is a very big helper for you. Okay. So these are all the advantages of automation testing. Okay, now I have created one table. This table you can read. You want to click on a button. Okay, you can write some commands for that. You want to type some text in email field, password, or you want to fill a form basically. So all that can be done with the help of some coded words. Okay, in a certain programming language. You want to write some URL. Okay, you are going there and you are writing some URL. Okay. So yes, possible. Google.com you want to write? Okay, possible. You want to handle the pop-ups? Okay, you want to handle pop-ups. So that handling also can be automated. So basically, whatever happens on the application, instead of you doing it manually, some program will be doing it. Okay, and that's how testing will be done. All right. And the best part is, okay, we have to automate these activities. Now coming to the language, sir. So my dear, I hope you know Java. Okay. So if you know Java, you can do automation. Suppose you are saying, sir, I don't know Java, sir. Okay. If you don't know Java, so I will be hoping that you know um, Python. Okay. If you know Python, you can do automation. Suppose you are not knowing Python also. In that case, I'm hoping that you know JavaScript. Okay. If you know JavaScript, that means you can again automate with the help of JavaScript. Suppose you don't know JavaScript also. Okay, which I will not be hoping that you don't know Java also, Python also, JavaScript also. At least one of the language you will be knowing. If this is what you are not knowing, then C sharp, C hash basically, this is the language which again Selenium supports. So if you know that language, so again you can do the automation with Selenium. Okay. So my dear, Java and Python, two of the most famous languages, okay, for the backend. So with the help of these two languages, we can take any of these two, either Java or Python, and we can start with automation testing. Okay. So why automation feels like magic? You can just read it by yourself once. The benefits I have again told you. It saves your time. It is very accurate. You want to run or you want to do a lot of work in a very less time possible. Something which will take, let's say, 10 hours. If you do it by yourself, you want to do it in 1 hour or let's say 30 minutes. So possible. Just automate it. Okay, so scalable. When you can do a big work in a small time, that means you can do a lot of work in a very less time. So scalable. Perfect for regression. Suppose your boss is saying to do the testing again, possible. Just execute your programs and that's all. Consistent result. Human errors are not there because whatever you have written in your program, every time you do the execution, the same thing will happen. So consistent result, same steps, same outcome every single time. And you can do more in a very less time. So better test coverage. So you can test more things in a very small time. Okay. So your learning path will be this. We are going to learn Selenium with Java, not Python. So first we'll understand the basics. After that, we will see what is Selenium and its feature and how to set it up. After that, we'll see some locator concept. After that, how to interact with the different elements which are there on the web application. After that, uh, wait and synchronization concept, actions class is there, how to handle the drop downs, that concept is there, how to take screenshot, how to handle multiple windows, how to handle with JavaScript alerts, then some frameworks, which is very important. TestNG framework is what we'll see. Page object model is what we'll see. TestNG interface, listener interface, basically. That is what we are going to see. Some reports is what we are going to create. And then how to write clean and maintainable test scripts. That is what we are going to see in this complete course. All right. Now, I will always say whatever technology I will start, that you have to be a little bit patient in the initial few lectures. Okay, because it is not straightforward language. It is something which we are doing some programming, my dear. When we are doing programming, we have to be always patient because you see, when new terms will come, we will always uh, think of making some notes for very small things. Something like, for example, system.out.println. So I will not say that you should make handwritten notes for that because that is something which you will do it again and again. Okay. So don't start making notes in the very initial while. Okay. Just be consistent. That's all I will say. So if you are watching some lectures, if you are doing something in automation testing with Selenium, So do something basically on a daily basis. That's all I will say. And if you do the same thing on a daily basis, automatically it will be revised also, automatically it will be memorized also. You cannot memorize a lot of things in programming, I'm saying, in a very small time. That's not possible. Practically, it is not feasible also. So what I'm trying to say is, you have to be a little bit patient for the initial few days when you are just starting basically. After that, you will realize that where you have to make notes and where you can skip the notes making part. And that's how you will be saving your time also. Okay, so don't overthink the syntax. Don't overthink about the syntax also, that how to write, to locate a element, what to write, how to write it. Don't waste your time too much over the syntax. Okay, because syntax can be taken care of with the help of AI tools as well. You should be knowing that what different libraries, what different methods do we have, and with those methods, what different activities you can do. Okay, so you have a problem and how you can solve it with the help of Selenium. Okay, just a verbal solution you should have. What is the syntax for it? That syntax, ChatGPT also will help you, or Claude AI will help you, or Gemini will help you. So many AI tools are there which will help you out with the syntax. But you should be knowing that what different tools and libraries, basically what power the particular tool, automation testing tool, is giving you, that power you should be knowing. Once you know that power, how to write the syntax for that power, basically, that is something which is not to be worried about. Okay, so that's all, my dear, about this video. I'm stopping the video now. This document I will share with you, and we'll proceed further in the next video. Thank you, guys.